Good morning. Normally I use this time. Now that Asshole Consulting is back after my month-long hiatus, I used to just use this to look through the phone and wind down. Forget it. I'm just going to look through. What am I going to see? Who tweeted what next? Interesting question here. A young man writes, I need your advice. I'm 22 in New York living with my parents. I pay bills and groceries while they pay rent. Currently studying computer science. Awesome. In year 2, also enrolled in Seth's digital marketing course. All right, Seth Himes. All right, good man. Have $35,000 saved up from working fast food for about 4 years part-time and full-time in summer. Yeah, I didn't eat out much or bought unnecessary stuff. You at 22 are do better than most people at 32. Got tired from stupid customers, so I quit there. I'd say 4 years in fast food, you've done your time there, son. Last month, got an overnight warehouse job that pays $16.50 an hour and overtime after 8 hours. I went there for 3 days, and this corona came in jumping to 100,000 cases in New York. The company's open because they are essential doing things. They have got a fair amount of people working, and some of them were positive tested last month. God knows if there are any more. No room for social distancing because everyone's bumping into each other. My mom got some infection causing a cough, so I thought not to go and risk it. Even I have a sore throat and cough. So I called in sick for about 15 days. Now today I went back to work and the supervisor wanted a doctor's note. I don't have insurance, which made me, okay, why don't you have insurance? You have 35 grand in the account. Why don't you have insurance? And why aren't you on your parents' insurance if you're 22? And where the F is the New York State Insurance Exchange? What happens if you get hit by a truck? That's not the point of your request, but I just want to know this. You're doing all these right moves. You're not even going to invest in simple, basic health insurance. Just get a catastrophic insurance policy. Should I quit until this corona dust settle down or keep going and get the doctor's note? Thanks. All right. So I had some questions. You responded to a different one. And I said, have you got any buddies you can crash with? Also, any cheap Airbnb for a short-term rental? Airbnb starts at $1,200 a month for a private room. And you want a video. And you ain't got no buddies in town? What I would do, honestly, you and your old man want to go split rent somewhere. I mean, if your mom's sick, although I guess maybe your mom wants your dad around, but you have no friends in New York City or relatives you can crash with and then keep working your job. The reason $16.50, that's not a bad hourly wage. I know it's New York. I know it's not vital. Like if push comes to shove, say, no, I'm not doing this. What are they going to do? Turn you down? Although I guess there's a million people applying for that job too. Because you're making good money and you don't want to go back to fast food, and you still got 2 years, I'm going to recommend, if you haven't read it, you go get this book called Bachelor Pad Economics and read the section on there about becoming a security guard working at night so you can study as well. But that's after that. I think you should try and aim to keep this job. And since you got 35 grand saved up, this is the time to use a little bit of that money for an emergency. And I think this is an emergency. And what I would do is go and find an Airbnb that's affordable and close to work. If it's, look, don't, ideally you find an Airbnb right next door to the place. So you don't have to commute or take the subway or whatever. You just go, you walk. I think you take a month off, even two if you have to. Let's say that's $2,400. So what? You still got $3,200. You still keep your job. You're not going to school. What's 1650 times 40 times 4.33? Okay. Oh, I was missing a 1. 1650. I was like, that's very little money. 1650 times 40 hours a week times 4.33 weeks per month. Okay, that's $2,800. Net tax, I think you get your money refunded. I don't think you're really going to pay tax, but you're still coming out ahead. And who knows, maybe you get to live on your own a little bit. I say you go get an Airbnb for a month or two. Get a month-to-month rent. Explain it to the Airbnb person or people that have month-to-month. Say, look, I just got to get out of the house so that my ma don't get sick. So I'm only here for like 2 months. If you got a place, you got a room, cool. And I think that's all you need is a private room. Spend the if you can get from an hour commute to a 10-minute walk, spend the extra $100 on rent. But yeah, I think this is kind of a no-brainer, man. I think you'd like to keep your job. Go get a doctor's note. I don't know why you need a doctor's note. Just go back to work. But find yourself a place to rent on the cheap, short term, no more than 2 months. Because I have a feeling this shit's going to be done in not even a month. I have a feeling it's going to be done in May, mid-May. And we're all going to be like, do we learn anything? No. And we'll blame Donald Trump for this. just like Hurricane Katrina was Trump's fault. Yeah, man. And then you get a little bit of experience living on your own. Your ma's okay, taken care of. I'm worried about my son. I'm fine, Ma. That's what I do. Yeah, that's what I would do. But otherwise, everything else looks great. Computer science, 2 years in. You say you're frugal. You know how to save your money. That's awesome. I think it's just, take that money. That you earned that. You earned your own place for a little while. Who knows? Maybe you'll meet a girl or you'll find out it's just a lot more profitable, or I don't know. I'm going to leave that up to you. But yeah, man, I'd go rent a place. Go rent a place. All right. We have super chats. Nope. Good. All right. You guys got questions? Cappy's got answers over at assholeconsulting.com. Guys, spend the money. I'm not doing it just to make money. I'm doing it because I make money, and books like this will go very, very far and wide in helping you. And I'd like to promise that if you read and put into practice any one of my finance-related books, you will at least save yourself $100,000 in mistakes down the road. I can't promise you that, but let's just say if the millennial generation had read any of my books and practiced it, they wouldn't be begging for 1.5 trillion in bailouts. And it would be a huge, massive overall positive economic effect. So consider that there. And while you're in New York, because you New York guys, you never leave the East Coast, get this book and read it. Shorter one, much shorter. Get this before you start applying for jobs. Get this and read this. Very important. And yes, I'm saying that because I make money, but also because it will help you. Oh my God, Jack Napier is here. Who let this guy? We're letting women and Europeans into the discussion. What is happening here? And there's Atham. Atham never sleeps, by the way. If you're wondering if Atham sleeps, he never sleeps. All right. Questions, answers, assholeconsulting.com. Check out the links below. We'll see you guys later. Toodles.